Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Tuesday, the 7th of May, 2019. Hope you had a good trading Monday. It was all right. Here's a look at the good day for futures, okay day for stocks. Nothing spectacular. We had this huge gap down. We recovered part of it, not all of it. We're already set up for a gap down tomorrow. Again, we'll see what that means. Gaps and gaps and gaps are not great for trading, but we'll see what happens. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. Let's go through the daily charts of everything, then we'll look at the intraday action, then we'll go from there. Here's the crude oil number, 62.25 on the close. It was pretty much even. Gold down literally 10 cents, not a big deal there on gold. The S&P cash loses 13.17. Looks like a blip off the highs, but remember, it was a big gap to start with. The NDX recovered after a big 140-point gap down, only closed down 51. Never filled the gap. That's interesting. SOX down 26.97. That loses the highs. The biotechs were actually up 28.56, but these have not been anywhere near highs recently. Russell 2000 up a point. Doesn't really matter. The VIX up 2.57. So again, and it was much higher. So the VIX starts to see a movement here. Is that the first day of the movement? Because that'll lead to a decline in the market if it is. Trend 1.37, 10-day moving average 1.21. NASDAQ volume looked really strong early, but only 1.9 billion shares at the close, which is actually the worst of the last 2 weeks. And that's funny. And again, I keep saying this. Most of the moves up in the market are on light volume, and the moves down have not been. So we got another day where this time we gapped down huge, crawled back up all day, and the volume was negative or light. So advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ, negative 349. More stocks down than up on the New York, negative 439. More stocks down than up. Google Games, $3.91. Remember, it gapped down a week ago on earnings, but it's still holding in the general area of the top 25 percentile. Apple down 3.27. Netflix down 6.36. Remember, there's a 13 sell signal in place there. Amazon down 11.91. Tesla gains 31 cents. Facebook down $1.59. If Facebook were to gap down a chunk tomorrow morning, by the way, this would leave a pretty big floating island. So let's just be aware of that. Goldman Sachs down $1.09. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, up 34 cents. All right, we look at the intraday action, 5-minute candles. So we gapped down pretty big on the ES. Takes us well under everything from Friday. Also, the open was under Thursday. And then we rallied strong early for the first hour and a half or so. Dead flat for hours, then rallied in the afternoon again. We got 13 sell signal. The risk line of that 13 sell signal is the high of the day. Again, those signals are just so important to know in the market. Meanwhile, the NASDAQ side, kind of the same thing. Gap down under the Friday range, rallied a bit. Didn't really do as strong in the afternoon. Missed by one candle, the 13 sell signal, but also topped out there anyway, just when the ES did. All right. In terms of economic data coming out on Tuesday, we've only got the JOLTS job openings at 10. And I got a Fed member speaking, and we've got the consumer credit number at 3. So we will see what we get. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading week.